Zack Gelof hit 2 more home runs on Sunday. Let's discuss on Fantasy Baseball Today in 5. Welcome into FBT in 5 on Monday, August 14th. I am Frank Samfeld, joined by Scott White, and let's talk about Zack Gelof, which we've talked a lot about recently. 4 for 5 with a double dong on Sunday. He is now batting .281 with 8 homers, 6 steals, a .978 OPS in his first 25 games. He's only 38% rostered. Scott, I know that there are some troubling things in the plate discipline and some of the underlying numbers, but it's hard to argue he is one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now.
Yeah, and you could reduce the analysis just to that, I think. I mean, there's kind of, for an unproven player, there's kind of an underlying expectation that, okay, well, we don't really know where it's going to go, but it's going well now. And, this late in the year, if you have a middle infield need, enjoy the guy who's given you, 8 home runs and 6 steals and about 100 plate appearances. That's great. But if we are analyzing Zack Gelof for the long term, I do feel obligated to point out that even just looking at his AAA numbers, his 95th percentile exit velocity readings were lower than Luis Matos, who we've seen have trouble hitting the ball hard. His zone contact rate, Zack Gelof's, 74%, which is about as bad as I've ever seen. There are no qualifying major league batters with a zone contact rate as low as 74%. So that means he's swinging and missing a lot of hittable pitches, and his contact isn't especially impactful on the whole. Maybe he's overcoming it because high line drive rate, high fly ball rate, high pull rate just gets the maximum possible outcome out of the contact he does make. But I can't think of too many players who have quite that profile and sustain a level of production with it. So I'm skeptical Zack Gelof can sustain this. I don't know exactly when he'll fall off. There's no predicting that. But if you understand that, there's no harm in taking a flyer on him while he's hot either.
Yeah, I think especially in leagues with a middle infield spot, 12-team roto leagues, things like that, or even in a points league, if you need a utility hitter, someone who's hot right now, that's Zack Gelof. Again, he's one of the hottest hitters in baseball right now. Let's talk about Keibert Ruiz, who is also hot right now. 2 more home runs this weekend, and so far in the second half, he is batting .340 with 5 homers, 1 steal, and a .959 OPS. He is 54% rostered. Scott, who would you take from this group of 4 catchers? Keibert Ruiz, MJ Melendez, Cal Raleigh, and Yainer Diaz.
So I do think Keibert Ruiz is my favorite there. You could argue maybe for Cal Raleigh in a categories league. Ruiz definitely in points because the contact rate is so good. They're pretty close, I would say, in categories leagues, him and Cal Raleigh. And then I would go Diaz, even though there are questions about the playing time. MJ Melendez has just been too disappointing. You could argue he's a net negative having him in your lineup.
All right, let's slide over to the waiver wire pitchers from the weekend. Gavin Williams, back-to-back starts with double-digit strikeouts. He had 10 strikeouts over 5 innings pitched at Tampa Bay this weekend. Chase Silseth threw 5 shutout innings with 5 strikeouts at the Astros. Steven Matz, over his last 5 starts, has a 1.24 ERA and a .86 whip. And JP France, a strong start against the Angels this weekend. 7 innings, 2 runs, 5 strikeouts for him. Scott, how do you rank this group? JP France, Steven Matz, Chase Silseth, and Gavin Williams.
Well, I will say all 4 are among my sleeper pitchers for this week, so they're all fine streamer options, at least. Gavin Williams, he has the best pedigree. I think he has the best pure stuff. He really seems to have started airing it out. We've seen the velocity go up on all his pitches in recent starts. It's coincided with his success. And I did see from him that, typical young pitcher thing, he gets to the majors, he's pitching kind of scared, nibbling more than he should instead of just blowing away hitters. And it seems like his mindset's changed and we've seen the velocity go up. So Gavin Williams, I'm most excited about. Chase Silseth is on a nice run. He's shown a lot of swing and miss potential with the slider, especially. In his previous start, he got a bunch with the splitter, which was kind of a surprise. It came back down to earth in this latest start at Houston, but he still delivered a good line. So pretty encouraged by Chase Silseth. And then between Steven Matz and JP France, France has sustained the success a bit longer and has the better supporting cast. So I'll give him the edge over Matz, but they are both well behind Williams and Silseth from a rest of season perspective for me.
Okay, and would you be all right dropping Reid Detmers for any of those names?
Yeah, any one of them. Reid Detmers has been unusable of late after looking like he was starting to figure things out around the All-Star break. Very disappointing. Trying to see if I could find the exact numbers because they are shocking, but I'm not pulling enough up quickly enough for a 5-minute podcast.
Last 6 starts, a 10.3 ERA and a 1.93 whip for Reid Detmers.
There you go. I should have never doubted you, Frankie.
I would say that constitutes being dropped. Last but not least, something that came out late on Sunday night, just an update here from Jeff Passan of ESPN. He sent this out. Tampa Bay shortstop Wander Franco did not travel on the team plane to San Francisco, where the Rays will start a series with the Giants on Monday. The Rays earlier said MLB is doing, quote, due diligence concerning social media posts from earlier on Sunday about Franco. MLB is looking into the social media posts and has yet to verify the information. This early in the process, without confirmed facts, Franco could be placed on the restricted list or administrative leave. The Rays, when asked about Franco not being on the plane, declined comment. I say all that just to let you know, get Wander Franco out of your lineups unless new information comes out on Monday or Tuesday. For more extensive fantasy baseball coverage, listen to the Fantasy Baseball Today podcast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, the Audacy app, or anywhere else podcasts are found. Thanks for listening to Fantasy Baseball Today in 5, and we will be back again tomorrow. Bye-bye.